Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving headfirst into the full-stack pipeline of non-emergency medical transportation, or NEMT for short. We're going to trace the incredible technical journey required to execute just a single trip flawlessly. Think about it. From the exact second a driver is dispatched to grab a prescription or pick up a vulnerable patient, all the way to the moment that person safely re-enters their home. It's like a giant, high-stakes puzzle. And we're going to see exactly how it works from the perspective of everyone involved. Okay, let's dive into this. $150 billion. That is a staggering number, right? That's the estimated annual cost to the U.S. healthcare system caused by missed medical care, delayed treatments, and totally preventable ER visits. And you know why it's happening? Because roughly 3.6 million Americans face transportation barriers every single year. They literally just can't get a reliable ride to the care they desperately need. And that is exactly the massive accessibility problem that NEMT solves. It acts as the critical, documented bridge that seamlessly connects vulnerable patients to clinical care. Let's be clear here, this is not just a glorified taxi service. It's a highly specialized ecosystem built to safely transport people, whether they need a wheelchair, a stretcher, or just a standard ambulatory ride, straight to their appointments, or to safely deliver essential prescriptions directly to their front doors. And this brilliantly illustrates what it takes to pull that off. Executing just one successful trip means syncing up 4 totally different perspectives. You've got the patient, who obviously needs real-time visibility, the driver, who relies on digital manifests and offline app capabilities, the dispatcher, who needs AI routing to orchestrate the fleet, and finally, the administrator, who needs automated logs to actually bill Medicaid compliantly. It's a true full-stack technical operation where all 4 of these pieces have to align perfectly. Section 1. Dispatch, the mission control. So back in the day, operators relied entirely on manual dispatching. Honestly, it was a nightmare of spreadsheets, endless phone calls, paper logs, and literally 15 to 25 hours wasted every single week just manually typing in data. Today, it's all about full-stack software. Using direct broker API connections, trip assignments are instantly pulled from massive brokers like Modivcare and MTM. There is absolutely zero manual data entry. The dispatcher isn't frantically copying and pasting. The system just grabs it and boom, it's imported right into the digital pipeline. Once those trips are loaded in, AI completely takes over the routing. And the efficiency jump here is wild. We're talking up to a 40% increase in daily trip volume just by using AI multi-loading. So what is multi-loading? Basically, it's the software dynamically rerouting a driver on the fly. So they might pick up a dialysis patient and then swing by to grab a prescription on the exact same optimized run. It practically eliminates what we call deadhead miles, which are those useless empty miles driven without a passenger. It saves fuel and maximizes fleet capacity without having to hire a single extra driver. Section 2. The driver's technical toolkit. Now, here's something you have to understand. NEMT drivers aren't just steering a wheel. Before a driver ever accepts their very first trip, they have to clear a massive hurdle of federal and state compliance mandates. We're talking strict federal background checks like the OIG-LEIE to make sure they aren't barred from healthcare programs, plus CPR and first aid certs, PASS training for passenger sensitivity, 5-panel drug testing, clean motor vehicle records, DOT medical cards, and specialized ADA wheelchair securement training. It is a highly vetted profession. Let's move to and see how this builds, because all those strict requirements translate directly into their daily physical responsibilities. We call this door-through-door liability, and it happens in 3 distinct phases. Step 1 is at the patient's home, physically helping them safely out the door so nobody slips or falls. Step 2 is inside the vehicle, doing a complex 4-point wheelchair securement so the patient is totally locked in during transit. And Step 3 is at the medical facility, pulling off a safe gurney or chair transfer. The driver is managing all these physical risks while simultaneously documenting every single step digitally. And to document all those steps, the driver relies heavily on their technical toolkit, the driver app. Now, this app has to be an absolute tank. Sure, it gives turn-by-turn navigation, but the real magic is the offline mode. Imagine a driver is out in a super rural area, and the cell service just vanishes. They still absolutely must capture timestamps and electronic proof of delivery, EPOD, signatures. The app actually caches all that data right on the device and syncs it to the server the literal second they hit a cell tower again. Section 3. The patient's digital experience. For the patient, this modern software ecosystem is all about peace of mind.
Nobody wants to be left waiting and wondering, right? Now, patients get automated SMS alerts with real-time ETAs. They even get a photo of their driver sent to their phone before the van even arrives, which builds so much trust. And whether they're getting 8A compliant boarding assistance into the vehicle or tracking a seamless prescription delivery straight to their doorstep, the software ensures the patient feels secure and informed the entire time. It even offers multi-language support, so nothing gets lost in translation.
Section 4. Billing, the final mile. So the crucial point is this, especially for the administrator. Medicaid doesn't just cut a check for a ride. No way. Medicaid pays for documented, verified, medically necessary transportation. The physical ride is really only half the job. The other half is handing over the indisputable, audit-proof evidence that the ride happened exactly the way you claimed it did. To actually prove it, systems have to capture what we call the Big Five audit-critical fields. If even one of these data points is missing, boom, your claim gets denied. The system must capture the exact patient name, their active Medicaid ID, full addresses, yes, including the exact suite numbers, sequential timestamps, and dual signatures from both the driver and the patient. Furthermore, the system is quietly dropping GPS breadcrumbs every 0.1 miles to definitively prove the exact route taken. Watch what happens when the driver hits complete on their app. It instantly kicks off an automated 6-step flow for the administrator. The software automatically takes that verified trip data and generates a perfectly scrubbed claim. It attaches the correct HCPCS medical billing codes, like a T2001 or an A0130, depending on the vehicle type, applies the proper origin and destination modifiers, and submits an EDI 837P electronic claim. It totally wipes out the manual data entry that used to cause massive billing nightmares. If we trace this timeline, you can really see how software prevents costly denials. Actually, it starts a full 48 hours prior to dispatch. The software runs an automated eligibility check just to make sure the patient's insurance is still active. Then, at minute 0, pickup time, it grabs that GPS-verified dispatch timestamp. At the end of the trip, it locks in the electronic proof of delivery, and immediately post-trip, the claim is generated. It's a completely closed, brilliant, data-driven loop. What's really fascinating is how perfectly all this ties into federal law, because the software is capturing GPS locations, timestamps, and signatures in real time. It seamlessly satisfies electronic visit verification, or EVV, mandates required under the 21st Century Cures Act. It literally proves the exact who, what, where, and when of every single trip, and it does it without dumping extra administrative busy work on the dispatchers or drivers. The compliance is just baked right into the workflow. Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. Is your infrastructure ready to evolve? Are you moving from just providing simple transportation to building a fully automated, data-driven care partnership? Because as we've seen today, NEMT is no longer just about owning a fleet of vans. It's about integrated intelligence that ties the dispatcher, the driver, the patient, and the billing administrator into one seamless, rock-solid journey. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope this deep dive gave you a powerful new perspective on the hidden technical mechanics of medical transportation.